In this video I explain to you what cultural philosophy is, and which different perspectives exist. You will learn how philosophers view various cultures, and which approaches are important in this context. Cultural philosophy deals with the ideas, values, and beliefs that shape different cultures. It examines how these elements influence people's thinking and behavior. The question also arises whether there are universal values that apply to all cultures. Philosophical reflections on culture help us better understand diverse viewpoints. Culture is a central part of human existence, and is regarded in philosophy as an essential element of life. It shapes the understanding of morality, society, and identity. Philosophical debates about culture often focus on how people think and act within their cultural contexts. Culture influences how we perceive the world, and which values we uphold. Cultural relativism states that every culture has its own values and norms that should not be judged from the outside. Universalism, on the other hand, argues that there are fundamental principles valid worldwide. These two perspectives are often compared within cultural philosophy. Both viewpoints raise important questions about dealing with cultural differences. Cultural identity describes the feeling of belonging to a particular culture or community. It can consist of language, traditions, religion, and many other factors. Philosophers are interested in how cultural identity influences individual self-understanding. At the same time, they ask how identities can change in a globalized world. Ethics in cultural philosophy deals with moral values and principles that exist in different cultures. It examines how these values determine people's behavior, and which ethical norms can be recognized worldwide. Cultural ethics raises questions about the limits of morality, and how cultures arrive at ethical decisions. Different views of good and evil also play a role. Religion has a great impact on the cultural development of societies. It shapes values, traditions, and people's worldview. Cultural philosophy often explores how religious beliefs interact with other cultural aspects. The question of how religion finds a place in a pluralistic society is also an important topic. Interculturality describes the coexistence and exchange between different cultures. Cultural philosophy examines how this exchange promotes understanding between cultures. Philosophical approaches to interculturality aim to find ways for different cultural perspectives to engage in dialogue. This dialogue is especially important in an increasingly globalized world. Globalization changes the way cultures interact with each other. It fosters the exchange of ideas but also the risk that certain cultures might be displaced. Cultural philosophy discusses how globalization can be both an enrichment and a threat to cultural diversity. An important issue is how local cultures can preserve their identity in a globalized world. Cultural philosophy is not only a theoretical topic, but also has practical effects on daily life. It helps us understand how cultural differences influence our behavior. In everyday life, we repeatedly encounter cultural differences that shape our thinking and actions. Philosophical reflections on culture can help us interact with other cultures more respectfully and openly.